If your first digital product idea already feels like a second job, no wonder you keep putting it off. You could create one of these 5 digital products this week, even if you have no audience, no tech team, and no clue where to start. If you keep telling yourself, I want to sell something online, but I don't know what to make, this video is for you. I'm going to walk you through 5 digital products that are simple enough to start fast, useful enough that people will actually pay for them, and realistic for someone building a business after work, not pretending this is their full-time influencer era. And if you like practical advice that helps you build a second income without posting all day on social media, subscribe, because that's exactly what we do here. Now, before I show you the 5 product types, let me give you one rule that will save you a lot of wasted time. Your first digital product should be small enough to finish and useful enough to help someone quickly. That's it. Not fancy enough to impress strangers on the internet, not big enough to justify months of overthinking, just clear enough to solve one problem. Because this is where a lot of people get stuck. They think digital product means giant course, 48 modules, workbooks, private communities, custom portals, maybe a VIP login page. No, all of that can come later. Your first digital product is not your forever business. It's proof that you can make something, list it, and let another human being pay you for it. That's a very different goal. And honestly, I learned this the hard way. I published a book first. I didn't have a launch plan. I didn't have an audience lined up. I didn't have reviewers ready. I basically made the thing and hoped the clouds would part, and they did not. Later, I sold more copies through my own audience and my own platform because I understood that creating the product is only one part. People still have to find it. So while today is about what to create, I also want you thinking about this the right way. Make something simple first, then you're going to connect it to a way people can find you. Now let's get into the 5 types. All right, first we have a template. If you are good at organizing something in a repeatable way, you can probably sell a template. That could be a welcome email template, a weekly planner, a one-on-one meeting template, a budget tracker, or a Canva template. People buy templates because they don't want to start from a blank page. That is the value. A template says, here's the structure, you fill in your information. And a lot of you have more template ideas than you realize because you have spent years making things clearer, faster, and easier, both at work and at home. Now, second, we have a guide. A guide is great if you can explain a process clearly, not a giant textbook, a simple guide. This could be how to write your first welcome email, how to prepare for your first vendor fair, how to get ready for family photos, or how to make the shift from peer to manager. A guide helps someone go from confused to clear, and that is why they sell. The mistake people make is trying to include everything they know. Do not do that. Your first guide should solve one problem, not cover your entire career. All right, third, we have a checklist. Now this one sounds almost too simple, which is exactly why people overlook it. A checklist sells because people are afraid of forgetting something important. That's real. Think about a YouTube upload checklist, a weekend product launch checklist, a house showing prep checklist, or a first-time Etsy shop setup checklist. People buy checklists because they want less mental load and more confidence. And honestly, for some of you, this may be the fastest first product you could finish. All right, next we have an email sequence. If writing emails comes naturally to you, this is a strong option. An email sequence is just a set of pre-written emails that do one job well: welcoming a subscriber, following up after a freebie's downloaded, onboarding a customer, or promoting an offer. And yes, people buy this kind of thing because if writing feels easy to you and painful to them, that gap is your opportunity. So if you have years of experience writing emails at work, in marketing, in sales, in support, or in customer communication, do not dismiss that. That skill is useful. Now, 5 is a mini course or walkthrough. This can work when someone truly needs to watch you do the thing, all right? Maybe they need to see your screen. Maybe they need step-by-step demonstration. So this could be a simple walkthrough on setting up a stand store product, creating a Canva lead magnet, or formatting an ebook. But here is my honest advice on this one. Unless you are already very comfortable with screen recording and teaching that way feels natural to you, I would not make this your first product. Why? Because it takes longer. There are more moving parts. There's more editing. There's more opportunities to overcomplicate it. For most beginners, I would start with either a template, a guide, or a checklist first. And in a minute, I'm going to help you choose between these 5 because this is where people tend to get stuck. They don't run out of ideas. They pick something too big, then wonder why they never finish. So here's the filter I want you to use. I call it the finish it filter. Ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, what problem do people already ask me about? Or if nobody's asking you yet, what problems have you solved for yourself that someone else would love help solving faster? Number 2, which format would be easiest for me to finish fast? Not the fanciest, the easiest to make useful. And number 3, which format gives someone a quick win? Because quick wins sell better than vague promises. So if people need your process, make a guide. If they need your exact wording, make a template. If they're afraid of missing steps, make a checklist. If they need help with what to send, make an email sequence. And if they truly need to watch you do it, make a mini course. That's it. You don't need more ideas. You need the product format that matches the problem and that you can realistically finish. And even if it is not your forever winner, it can still be the right first product because it teaches you how to make, package, and list something. And that matters more than getting your first choice perfect. So here's what I would do this week. Make a list of 3 problems people ask you about or 3 problems you've solved for yourself. Then ask, which one would work best as a template, guide, checklist, email sequence, or mini course? Then you're going to choose the one that feels both useful and finishable. Not the one that sounds the most impressive, the one you can actually complete, because a simple product that gets listed beats a brilliant idea sitting in your notes app every time. And once you create it, the next question becomes, all right, how do I get people to see it without living on social media? That's exactly why I created my free guide, Sell Without Social Media. It walks you through the 3 pillars framework for getting seen and making sales without relying on social media. Email, search, and direct traffic. And if you already know your idea and you want step-by-step help creating it and listing it, that's exactly why I made the shortcut to selling your first digital product. Because at a certain point, the problem is not that you need more ideas, you need help finishing one. So let's keep this simple. Your first digital product does not need to be huge, it needs to be helpful. It needs to solve one clear problem, and it needs to be small enough that you can actually finish it. Start with a template, a guide, a checklist, an email sequence, or a mini course. Pick the one that fits the problem and the one you can complete. And if you want help choosing the first digital product you will actually finish, watch this video right here because that's the perfect next step. All right, here's to your success, and I'll see you next week.